Yay. Beacon Valley, Cape Flats, that's where we from. You cats run for cover when you see us come. I mean it's for life, baby, not for fun. You want hip-hop? Well, that's what you want. Do this music industry, we're gonna shut you down. Don't even try messing with us, we'll buck you down. Better yet, you better duck right now. Before you cake for me, you better cake for bait. Cause I'ma stab you in the chat with this blade in my say.
I was stabbed. A fight broke out. Somebody just stabbed me with the bottle.
It was everything so quick. Nou, alles het vinnig gebeur.
Was it more like a family gathering geweest, man? Buitekant in die yard. En sy ma hulle kry kom. Hulle moet by die cake wees.
Then we heard he was gone. They fought and my brother is dead.
You said to my brother one day when you're Malene and I'm not there anymore, you must look after my wife. And he gave me this toothy grin. He said to me, you praat jy oor now, you know, what are you saying now? But then he died. I believe his story should be told. And this is his story. This is his story.
Start war with hardcore shit. Start war with the hardcore. Start war with hardcore shit. Start war with the hardcore. We pull up the clubs, plus we look like the crooked thugs. Insidious ain't got you hooked on the look of the drugs. CDs and tapes, sold from the boots of our cars. Mess with our cash, you won't live without bruises and scars. Move when it's large, in pursuit of this loot, it gets harsh. Critics will say that the truth is not soothing his bars. Should we display this ways back with adrenaline?
I just want to say hello to everybody on the entire planet. Okay, the name is Devious the first. My real name is Mario van Rooij. I'm from Beacon Valley, Cape Flats, a township in South Africa. Okay, this is where I grew up. This is in Beacon Valley, Mitchells Plain, Cape Flats. Actually, I was born in Vaughan. My parents moved from Vaughan. They came to live here in Mitchells Plain. I think I just started high school at that time, and I was introduced to hip-hop.
When he first started, you know, I think about him standing in the room or in the bathroom in front of the mirror with the brush, just rapping, just getting these things off his chest.
It took me a while to actually write my own lyrics. I started also forming a crew at that time, also looking at my environment around me and analyzing that and seeing where I fit into the whole scheme of things. I started at the early age already getting aware and passionately being angered by the system. I was struggling with my own shit at the time, and still I was thinking about everything and everybody else around me in my neighborhood and neighboring neighborhoods. So I would say that was my drive. This is what the music did for me. It basically raised the consciousness inside of me because I was craving for that consciousness. I just didn't have a way of saying what I was craving for.
I met Devious through his friend, Pain. I saw these two cats, man, rocking the mic, and Pain introduced himself to me, and he introduced Devious as well, so they came visit me every Sunday night. He was looking at me, man, the whole time, and I was looking at him as well, you know. And we just connect that moment, man. Just that eye contact, we just, that gaga connect.
We formed our first official crew known as the Elastic Rockers in Mitchells Plain. The Elastic Rockers eventually became prophets of the city. we were those kids that used to travel from one neighborhood to the other to do shows on the streets, to do battles on the streets. We were those ones that were running from the gangsters, trying to protect ourselves. We were the same kids that were harassed by the police during the state of emergency. They practically beat us up and made us do head spins right there on the tar roads. And at that time we were doing a lot of events known as the Ultimate Jams. And one night we did this Ultimate Jam at the Necro Center. And then on stage jumped this group called Western Bloc. And that's when I was totally blown away. And then I learned that Western Bloc was actually Mr. Devious and his partner Pain.
I spit beyond bizarre repertoires like a Western Cape cowboy.
But that particular event really blew me away because then I knew immediately, that the hype was actually worth the hype. Because normally you hear about a lot of people, but they don't actually have that skill, that drive and determination or that talent.
I met Devious through his sister Janine. She invited me to their house. That day he rapped for me in the dining room. I saw something I never saw in any person in South Africa. Just the verse, the way he rapped that verse. Gave me chicken skin and it like shivers down my spine,
Me and my friend Ace were constantly listening to Brasse van die Kaap, POC.
Yo, I spit with more passion and more action than an orgasm, jaw flapping like a Labrador tapping. Got Christopher Reason, nodding feet on the floor tapping. And some eggs are called Natalie, sleeping on me like sheets of the old satin. To eat your throat pattern, secret fraud fashion, animated like a speak with a draw magnet.
The way you used to rap. And I just remember that one line that I heard on the track, POC. Gooi, kom eens de Devious voorbij. And I'm like, yo, listen to this guy's style, man. I've got nothing against POC, but just that opening line was like, gooi, kom eens de Devious voorbij. Stylish, and that's Afrikaans, man. And I'm like, yo, who's this guy, man? And out of that whole song, I just know the chorus and the whole Devious verse. I wasn't interested in the other stuff.
First and foremost an MC, so you got to develop your craft. Je kan niet zomaar enig iets gaan spoegen wat uit je bek uitkomt.
Every time I saw Devious on stage, it was like, I'd be too bang to rap after that because you can feel the amount of thought that goes behind putting those words together and then performing it in front of people.
If you wanna,
Just something on your mind, you just move your ass.
You look at your situation, you do the math. Move your ass.
Yeah, how about
Ik say, for instance, if you want to change the situation, move your ass, da 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 da, move your ass, move your ass, move your ass.
Move your ass, I will go for what's mine, no matter how hard, how traffic seems.
Okay.
Sick and tired of hustling, bustling, struggling, and striving off the same.
Okay. Okay.
Like zij of moet ik ook
Ik like it. Hij kan ze in en ze. It's like your personal statement, like your own personal statement.
You got something on your mind, you better move your ass. Don't get sucked into frustration. Move your ass.
You got something on your mind, yeah.
Move your ass. Move your ass. Move your ass.
If you wanna work together, what that's just
Move your ass.
You're gonna feel what we're feeling, just
Move your ass.
You got something on your mind, you better
Move your
ass. Move your ass. Move your ass.
I got an offer, quite for a lot of money, in South African currency.
He said, Natalie, I must go to Joburg, got a record deal. So he's gonna stay there, say, for 6 months.
Okay, let's talk. I'm from the flat store with dirty police in Teflon vest store. Cracks board on every ghetto block. You can hear the shots. Get to carry Glocks, never fear the cops. That's right, listen close. I'm not even here to rock. See, because I'm here to talk. Got my experiences in the South. Idiot just seem to dismiss the hideousness of what insidious lives. My insidious was then everything you heard about it. And the township I live in is so overcrowded. And the politicians say that they'll work it out if we all vote. Or we can't even afford a taxi to the polls, cause we all broke. The way in which police harass us, yeah man, it's no joke, there's no hope. Motivation levels of the people, yeah, it's so low. And I don't know how in the hell we gonna make it if the change is moving so slow.
I stayed with him there for almost 2 months in Joburg. Because one day we were in this one guy's office, you know, and we played him a couple of the demos we made. And he was listening to it, bumping his head and busy on the computer and stuff. And like turned around and I said for himself, "Kijk man, you guys must stop smoking a lot of weed. Go back to the studio and people don't want to hear this hardcore music. Go back to the studio and make some hit bumping shit."
It was a deal where I had to sign away a lot of my creative rights. And in the end of the day, you caught up in so much debt already that now you have to sign with the record company and put yourself into debt for 500,000 rands.
Hij moet like alles achtergeloos het, man. Sy kan vir my everything om like a deal te kry, man.
I stepped out of that situation, I came back to the township. I was like, fuck it, deal, man.
He came back. He was a Della. Physically, mentally, he was like fucked.
Beacon Valley came flat. That's where we from. You cats run for cover when you see us come.
And he went back to Untouchable Fellows. We're catching on a lot of nonsense that time. Running up and down with guns.
Joi, ik is ziek van nijers met praten van Cosini. Was hij ziek? No, maar nou met iemand Becky. En all that sudden is niemand wat was hippie. Maar raak zo wijs met de big speed, maak ik iemand freaky. Was na wijs.
Het is maar net ook wat ons moet halen, elke dag. Niet nog te zeggen dat ons wel crimes commit, of ons wel all out gaat, ons wel die richting dingen doen ook, man. Ons is die gangsters.
Dit is millennium style, yo, dit is voor de youths, no? Raakface, al mijn mensen, raakface, jee.
But a lot of times still, you get sucked into the streets, man. You get sucked into the attitude on the street, survival, all of that. You understand? So. I got caught up in that.
Districtly Beacon Valley, Cape Flats, Dreadful Entertainment, Mr. Devious, Be Wise, Mr. Mercy, Universe, Yuki, I got Levi here, Curty, got my Matrix up in here, Rockface, this Beacon Valley, I wear this short inside season, yay, boss ya, Rockface, Ali Metzer, you play show, turn out the bass, yay, boss ya.
After I came back from Joburg, 3 months after that, I was pregnant. It was against the music. Who the fuck can supposed to maintain into music?
I didn't want to work in a factory like the majority of our people do.
My mother wil say you moet 9 to 5 week it, man.
I found out that I have this skill and this gift and this talent, and I just wanted to earn something off that, man.
I was working in prisons, awaiting trial, sentence to juveniles in various prisons across the Western Cape, Polsmoor, Brandvlei, Havequa, places of safety, you know. And we did a documentary in Brandvlei.
Dis time met 'n lyf vol tappies, hande vol sakkies. Welcome to Polsmoor. Hy sal die dag wys, sy sien uit na jou tannie, jou motsie en jou lighties. Maar het was 15 jaar, wie sê hulle gaat nog gavies. Toe sy Della was jou lightie 2 jaar oud. Die son het geskyn, maar die tronk het die hartie so was koud. Sy is 'n vibe, want sy is 'n weersmat, wat sonnebad ook nie jou 'n blyk. Jy stiek hy bewaar dus op nat. Van 3 maanden tot 15 jaar, verkoren tot moordpierike in die tek. Elke dag is waard.
And for me, the soundtrack had to be hip-hop. Lekker warm. Sien jy? So I came looking for a rapper. And somebody recommended me to make contact with this guy, Devious. I'm not a rapper, I don't know anything about hip-hop and what. So I came looking, I came to this place here. And I found this guy sitting here with a lot of guys, and they told me this is Devious, you know. And this was an angry young man.
Ons fight the system. Soos ek sê in 'n lyric van my man, ek fight the devil folk to folk.
Like he was like the spokesperson. You can see everybody can talk, but when he raises his voice, everybody keeps quiet.
Die positive en negative moet gebalance word en ons MC's ons die poppers, these gangsters right enough. Ons is amper soos die taxi in die ghetto weer man. Sien, ons strive and struggle, ons fight the same system. Sien, but die way wat ons die system fight, ons sal nou weer die mense se nekke gaan afsny voor nodig. Sien jy man? Daar is nou weer awesome meditation. Nou ons is die perfect balance in between negative and positive. Because almal het 'n animal mos binne hulle man. Right? Nou die way ons 'n animal unleash is die music. Want ons kon nie hier saam met 'n sugar-coated lyrics man. En wat nie. Ons praat strictly reality.
So we took them to Blackbeat Studios and they recorded an album.
Yay. Beacon Valley, K-Flats, that's where we from. You cats run for cover when you see us come. I mean it's for life, baby, not for fun. You want hip-hop? Well, that's what you want. Do this music industry, we're gonna shut you down. Don't even try messing with us.
So they recorded that album, and in that moment they decided, okay, we can do something with this album.
Valley blocks opposite the town center. Place with the hard racket and Savella. When I speak my mind, people say they Della. Soak the Cape City like a SMP gorilla.
You see the support that we have from these like this is like that in every single ghetto. I don't care man. If nobody in the township buys my music, as long as when I roll down the street man, or I bring a camera or I speak to these like this, then they come in masses.
And the next year, in Polsmoor prison, here come Devious. Guy, the Devious.
2001 het 'n job gekry by Creed. En het my gesê hy gaan in Polsmoor werk man, wat hy het geweet wat hy gaan doen man.
We had some interviews for jobs for facilitators, and there was a very mixed bunch of people who came for those interviews. And then there was Devious with his hangbroek and his jacket.
Okay, it's great to see everybody's doing good.
But immediately in Devious one saw a lot of potential.
But there's some guys who are sitting there at Polsmoor prison as we speak, awaiting trial, and they're going through some of the most inhumane conditions imaginable. Okay, in prison what I do is I teach children life skills. And the program that I wrote up was called Affecting Behavior Change.
You come into the cell, my brother, like, that's where we click. I do creative writing, he does hip-hop. My youth does do poetry, and his group come and they turn that poetry into lyrics, hip-hop.
Come on. Yeah, now can you feel it now? Now can you feel it?
When Devious arrived, just like, oh, just like this is a rustle going through. Yeah, the guy, Devious is here, you know. And then just out of his head, he would just like work out something, you know, some lyrics to put together. And often just with a piece of, small piece of paper, you know, he had a couple of ideas jotted down.
I use hip-hop to get him to show interest, man. Making the connection between the life skills learnings and what they hear and see in the hip-hop. Prison has been designed to so-called speak rehabilitate. But prison is a place where they bleed convicts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, can you feel it?
We were touched really by the kids in prison.
Because of forces, I have to sing a sad song.
You see these kids, they like babies. Babies, man.
Can you feel it now? Yeah.
And then we decided, listen, we must catch them before they go to prison, brother.
Staan je nou? Zij voelen om te lachen, maar waar lacht ze? Zolang als je een wit. Zo trek je op. Doe nou, maak even wat even, maak wat ze wil doen, jij. Wat? Shut them down, Jay. Wat wil ze zeggen, Jay? Wat wil ze maken, Jay? Shut them down, Jay. Wat wil ze zeggen, Jay? Wat wil ze maken, Jay? Ja, dat kan ik doen.
I had this project with the kids in Heidelberg, young boys on the street at risk, and we started to sing with him. And Devious, will you introduce them? Devious.
Hi, my name is Devious. I've been working with these guys in Heidelberg for quite a while. The track they're gonna do for you tonight, it's called We Had Enough, and it's called Shut 'Em Down. We had enough, shut 'em down. Hey guys.
I prosecute cops here, survival is tough here. We hustle without here, into many drugs, guns and thugs here. Plus people got robbed for what they got here. Enough is enough, and we had enough here. The king class people got much love here. But why do they have to make us walk here? Why do they have to make us walk here? Shut it down, man! Shut it down!
You're feeling me, so tell me what we gotta do. Shut 'em down, man. Shut 'em down.
He used to ask us certain questions about like how do we feel and like what's special to us and what we care about, and then he used to put that in words and it used to uplift the person. You could feel it.
Devious was one of the first guys that ever stepped up to me to tell me that I had skill and that he really respected what I was doing because there weren't other girls going up on stage, and that really meant a lot at that time.
I'm 25 years old. I'm not getting any younger. I got 2 baby girls, Brittany and Lazon, and I love them very much, you know, and I want to give them the best that I can. I find myself in the eyes of my children because I see myself. And while I'm seeing myself in their eyes, I see them as well. And I see the influence that I have on them. Understand? No, we're going inside. Going inside, guys. Okay, mind, Lizzo. Just gonna close the gate. Mind your fingers, baby. You have to close the gate, my love. You have to close it. I have a little baby boy also on the way. You understand? So I'm really eager to watch him grow and see the same results, man. Yeah, but I'll always be there for him. Always. Always. Bring that over here for a minute. I said, bring that over here for a minute, yo. Compromise, what are you asking of me? Record executives, I'm here to be liked. You don't have to love me. To the light, they say in school, see you have to study. Search your roots, you find the trail to our past is bloody. Slave masters got the cash and these bastards run the macrocosm, called the world, still the ghetto's ugly. Make your ex on the ballot. I'm like, damn it, must we actually vote for these politicians, blasphemous parties? Is the welfare of the people really where their hearts is? In each fortress of hell, the street authors with deep thoughts amongst us. On these blocks with guns bust. Fuck all these. The street is a college where the weak is abolished. Every ghetto's a prison, so they treat us like convicts. I keep them astonished when I speak in the deepest ebonics. Yes, a shout out for my peoples who need to be on this MCs, but don't it if they think they'll compete with the sonnet. When Devious is on it, I need to exceed from the solid place I was thrown in. That's why I don't beat, I erase my opponent. My peeps die without the taste of atonement. See tears flowing from the faces of grown men. And ghetto youths are more hate-prone than programmed than ever before. Settle the score, stand your ground, damn it, it's war. We being set up for sure, so get us before the hazardous blasphemous bastards ban the report. The truth will set us free, and yes, it has to be raw. I don't know why these motherfuckers need to censor us for. Start war with hardcore shit. Start war with the hardcore. Start war with hardcore shit. Start war with the truth.
Can you come, Fred?
He is number one. He's gonna be famous one day. He's gonna be famous.
Strictly, man. But the community moet ook wijs raak, man. Als hulle hip-hoppers en rappers en rijmers of whatever zien in die straten, man. Respect. Hoe komt hij soldaat?
We did a project called Youth Against AIDS.
We caught up in a war against a chemical weapon that's unseen. Currently, there's no escape once it enters your bloodstream. Here's a killer with no crime directive to come clean. Only life support system is knowledge of what seems to be.
The lyrics he wrote on globalization and HIV when he performed Don't Front, people thought he had HIV.
Listen. God, can you tell me please, is this my curse? This tumor in my head is slowly killing my nerves.
On top of that, my friends left me in a lurch. I sit and drink and I curse, sit and think then I burst into tears. Deep in depression, I sink and it's worse.
But I'm not ready to leave, I got things to achieve on this earth. It's like death is a thief, picking the purse. Picture that purse is my life's purpose, driven off in the hearse. I must have faith.
Nothing changed, that's what I'm led to believe. Except that I won't get what I was sent to achieve. When I sleep, I have nightmares of how my family will grieve. Peace, people! Human rights day!
Aside from everything else, I do youth work in the communities. I'm a hip-hop activist, so to speak. That's what people call me. When I say conflict, what immediately comes to mind? Just put up a hand and respond. Argument? You speak to me, people? Aside from everything else, I do youth work in the communities. I just speak about what I feel, what I see on the streets, what I see around me, what I see on TV, stuff that I don't like. I give my voice, my opinions about it, and that's my music. Does it ghetto? Does it down? Does it Cape Flats? Kids are running around playing, they don't play cowboys and crooks, they play gangster or police and gangster or something like that, you understand? They're playing with toy guns now. It's almost like an education that tomorrow is real guns. Right is lang die zaal, het niks om te doen nie. Die geld in hulle sakkie. But okay, as altijd een way om te maken om het raak te krijgen. And nowadays it's like this. Nie ga je out en op, man. For drugs abuse.
Rockface. Nigga rockface. Rockface. Nigga rockface. Yo. Zigila, nasema bwatuka pasuka kama shuka tena kama mvua za masika. Rap kama lapa mkali kama paka. Oya sasa, hamuka tu utole kumekucha.
Ik was gevraagd geweest vandaan uit een stukje bij Grampjes op met mijn eigen beat te dalen. Okay? Yeah, because this is us. This is another channel for you to channel your anger through and to make your voice heard. So, since there's few people doing that at the moment, I'd like to believe I'm a spokesperson for more people. So, Kiki, wie kan van mij zien wat voor daden in communities? Gangsters. Wat nog? Drugs. Alcoholism. Het is mijn opinie. Blijf op stil, het is mijn opinie. Zo'n music. Het is een power. Het is voor de ghetto. Zo gaat het. Allemaal stil. Kijk eens aan. Kijk eens aan. Ik stik uit zoals een chameleon. Ik is nou langs jou, want ik zoek maar binnen je TV in. Of een klerenman het zien, een verkeerde company. Ik zijn skallen zoals groen, bruin en blauw. Ik is alles waarvan ze hou. Ik is die downfall van een brein ook. En die townships, ik en mijn ook. Ik is hij ding wat de working class in de week ook. Ik is hier hier om bij je predikanten kijken. Ik is trouble. En ik lijk om te zien hoe onschuldige mensen struggle. Ik zie koers van die violence en ik kom met aan. Ik is hier om prostitutes en mansklauw. Ik is hier om brassen, je zou hop en skopzone opbouwen. En als je nooit drukt, stik ik naald als een speel. En ik is hier de vrij brassen die mais op mijn vel. Als ze lijkt, toen ze mij verloren, ik heb daar niet voor jou hard geschrapt met die beeld. Die mij, want ik is geel. Als ik klaar niet, jullie weten nog een week gezien. Toen nou ik jullie gevraagd, wat is die koos? Van alle notas vandaan gaat in die ghetto. Ik is geel, moes. Dat zeker. Nou net als het zit me uitgefigure zeker hard is. Ik zei ze naar ding wat, ze invat bij parties. Ik is die ding wat te vibren. Ik laat je voorbeelden, ik kan kwaai zingen, ik kan even make you cry, friend. Of Engels praten en het afbreekt. Ik is er hier ook als een jong hartstikke. Ik is er hier ook als een zondagochtend laat. En ik is er hier ook als een loos van een kaart schiet waar het baat met die asemzaal ze het maken. Met mij in je system. Met mij in je system. Het zijn totally reckless. En ik is een alcoholic, ze sappen lands in breakfast. Zeker uit. Maar als ze je emotie klapt, zal ze voor mij blijven. Ik laat die pijn verdwijnen, maar ik is pijn. Hier raak het serieus. Hier raak het serieus. Zeker uit. Ik zit toe van oppressie. In die vorm van een chemical warfare experiment. Ik is Wouter Passon zijn bleken. Ik laat je omkap als ik je long vat. Ik slaat je longpap. Ik zeg kon je sop net als ik Zit eruit. Ik is een metacoloon. Ik draai de ghetto's kroon. Ik zet gangsters het droom. Hulle meng my met boom. Ek se button. But I can say into a flight. Ek is hallo dangas hoe dit sy vir my. Ek sê sy is nog 'n mensie man, sy sê te my. Ek is hier toe ons af ruk in die ronde trap en ry. Ek is geel, buttons, wyn en ry. Voet saam my fingerprints. Ek is ignorance. Au. Ja. Ek is ignorance. Ek maak jou dom. Ik maak je dwars. Ik maak laat ze alles miskijken terwijl ik voor je glaas. Ik maak je dom. Ik maak je dwars. Ik maak laat ze alles miskijken terwijl ik voor je glaas. Thuiswekers, ik is ignorance. Ik is breekkracht. Ik is knieënvol om je. Ik is wat de ghetto verdalen. Ik is wat maakt de politicians je geld vat. Verstaan jullie? Want ik is ignorance. Die laatste way verstaan jullie hoe ons uit de situation kan komen wat ons in is. Als we ignorant zien. Verstaan jullie die trant te zien? Als we zeggen, kijk eens, alles wat die aangaat is onze responsibility om iets aan te doen. Verstaan jullie? Jullie moeten weten wat aangaat. Jullie appoint de government. Jullie gaan vote voor de government. Dan moet jullie weten wat aangaat. Jullie moeten weten hoe week je goud, die goud index. Jullie moeten weten hoe week jullie move wat jullie bij elkaar zijn. Moet niet ignorant te zien.
Compromise, what are you asking of me? Record executives, I'm here to be light, and you don't have to love me. To the light to stay in school, see you have to study. Search your roots, you found the trail through our past is bloody. Slave masters got the cash and his bastards run the macro microcosm called the world, still the ghetto's ugly. Make your ex on a ballot. I'm like, damn it, must we actually vote for these politicians, blasphemous parties? Is the welfare of the people really where their hearts is? In each fortress of hell, there's street authors with deep thoughts amongst us. On these blocks where guns bust, and fuck all these corporate conglomerates still robbing us for years. Stress and depression got us guzzling these beers, hustling severe. We know nothing about fear. Remember this, there's nothing but muscle up in here. Muscle up in here, sin.
To my people in the streets still breathing.
To my 9 to 5 workers in the fields, and to those gangsters on the corner smoking weed. And
as long as we are breathing, we'll keep on
proceeding.
To the youth, stay in school,
Keep on reading,
stay
motivated, keep on believing.
Higher learning
How you reach your achievement.
As long as we are breathing, we'll keep on
proceeding.
To the single parent
raising the seeds, and
it's revolution until we say it's even. Believe suckers up, but I'm sorry we not leaving. As long as we are breathing, we'll keep on proceeding.
I don't have patience with a lot of cats, and I don't wanna be famous and sign autographs, or perhaps sign a record deal with the same industry that turned us blacks. I will rap EV till they finish me, shot by gats. But till then I won't relax till I've dropped these raps. For every seed and every family back on the flats. There's no retreat, no surrender, they can't hold us back. And I will face no defeat in their dragon's lair. And I won't bitch.
In the early part of 2000, 2 young Dutchmen flew through Cape Town.
And we met with Shamil Adams, and he suggested that we could shoot a short report on Mr. Devious. So we went to the Cape Flats, to Mitchell's Plain.
Yeah, the gunshot should be there. It should be there. It was just in the next road, it wasn't far from us.
The intensity of the feeling that was there in the township was really, I never saw it in the world, in another place in the world before, because it was so filled with anger and I don't know, a violent. Yeah, it was quite interesting experience with Mario van Roy.
I had opportunities to move out, I had opportunities to go somewhere else. Damn it, I've been traveling a lot. Pontevo, moving to Beacon Valley on the Cape Flats, and then walking in the streets of Amsterdam. When you walk there, you just want to cry, because here I am. You understand? I can't share this feeling with anybody else because I can tell them about it, but they can't feel it with me. What am I doing there? You understand? I could easily have died on the streets.
Ja, ik aan is zo komen en was like kaktaaierd geweest. En uit aangehou en het hemzelf like geestablished as a independent artist op zijn eigen.
Yo, here we go again.
Yo, meeting Devious, I don't hold off skill for real. In a battle, I can't see his own dependent, no deal. What I got is that terrific hieroglyphic appeal. Man, I'm hot, don't tip me close, I'm a sky, you like seal. Devious, whatever I write, I don't steal. We can spit box, and then I come bent and I won't deal. For years, I saw you copycats with sloppy raps, when it okay. You see the set ciphers formed, and I'm in it 2 days. Gonna be the day I show you hip hop's infinite. Cape Flats, whatever we drop, let kids dim it. Don't care what you guys did, I'm saying the streets feel it. Anatomy's weak, I pick out heat and I kill it. It's like that, say what? Dreadful entertainment in a place of what? Rock face, like this, say what? Dreadful entertainment in a place, say what?
Call my name, let me bust the rap. Let me show off this fool what it is to shine. Let me cause some danger and combine our minds. We travel to time, about to cross the enemy line. It's desolate time, we create some positive vibes. Let us do what is good in the most nice time. Yo, guns I carry them, queens and princesses I marry them. Some with confidence, yo I bury them. My performance is affect you. You jump on the stage, bow down and say mercy, I respect you. A guru that will hack you, my crew got my back you. A father that protects you and the Satan that will why.
Yo, in here you get hurt severe. I persevere. Flows in the bush you ear. Desert your fear. Just flood the curbs with beer for all the guys that I'm to left earth this year. Remain revered. Get smart, retrain your ear. Hip hop's burning spear. We came to steer. I got to gear myself for walks. Call the call. Express and get raw.
Now it's that indestructible, that uncontrollable. You can't hold me down cause we untamable. Run upon your crew, yo, I'm so untouchable. And I bring some more time for making shit possible. In the eyes of Babylon, I'm still a wild animal. And Rastafari into them is not acceptable. They brutalize our flesh, can harm the spiritual. But it's rational, Babylon system is a cannibal. What?
You know, I'm focused. You know, I'm very much focused. And now I'm bringing out the album, I'm going to study. And I'm from the Cape Flats, Mitchell's Plain, Beacon Valley, man. That's hardcore ghetto, you know?
It's strictly hardcore, and I'm willing to die. Always in a critical place, but then I pump up the pace. I rock the mic in your face, prepare myself just to make space. So what's your case? There's a bill in the twist, 100 miles per hour, that's my pace.
I don't care if nobody else buys it. I will go there to the rich communities that can buy my CD for 80 rand. Understand what I'm trying to say? And if they don't want to buy it, fine. Understand? We send it overseas, man. We clock it tax free and they send the money back. It's all good. We sell it on the internet. I don't care. As long as we're there, as long as they believe that what we are doing is in their best interest. As simple as that. Yeah.
97.5 is the code. Tell www.devious.com and download the MCU. Different MCs on different continents know. Legit this lyricist on who the honors bestow to conquer this globe. Nonsense will fold, of course I'm most bold. Talk with a torturous flow, scorching the thorns in the road. Blocking your doors at your show. Afraid to say what you say to my face, so you talk on the low. Fuck it, I thought that you know I'd rap the underground, but I thought that author just blow. I'm not in this all for the dome, and not in this author should grow. I'm knocking you all out for sure. Oh, you thought you were raw? Now we can roll through your fall. Blood dripping all on the floor. It's hard to the core. Cape City, I love you for sure. If life is a bitch, fuck it, I'm bucking the saw. Products right here, but it's not it, don't stock to the source. Freedom's the optimum cause, I'm up against all of the odds. Everything I speak is for real, I speak it with skill. Yeah, I got no need for no deal, feel what I feel. Devious is devious, still deep in the field. DVD's devious, idiot skill. Everything I speak is for real, I speak it with skill. Yeah, I got no need for no deal, feel what I feel. Devious is devious, still deep in the field. DVD's devious, idiot skill. Verstaan jullie Afrikaans? Verstaan jullie Afrikaans? Jullie moeten altijd het maar bij je boven met. Ik zeg veel. Straight van de kijk.
When I go on stage, it's almost like I want to cry, man, because I'm overflowing with emotion. You understand? And that's why people can't understand why the stage performance is so intense. Because I used to get frustrated when I perform and people don't cheer, yeah, you know, people just stand like, you understand? And when I grew up, I really realized that this is what's happening. I found myself, man. It catches up to you, man. You can't get away from the concept of the trance. It's fucked up. You designed for you, designed for you. Follow it for my oors nog al. Snapt wat ik zie. Die jongens praten van hulle zelf voor Devious vandaan aan het zien.
Mario Van Roy, better known by his rapper title Mr. Devious, was stabbed in the neck last Friday when he rushed to the aid of his father, who was being robbed by a gang of teenage boys. The rapper paid for his bravery with his life. Cape Tognians, including hip-hop artists and rehabilitated gangsters, marched through Mitchell's Plain yesterday to pay homage to a fallen hero. The teenager arrested for the killing is exactly the kind of child that 26-year-old Van Roy dedicated his life to rehabilitating through creative education with youth at risk.
To his gangsters on the corner smoking weed, and as long as we are breathing. Devious! To my 9 to 5 workers in the fields, and to his gangsters on the corner smoking weed, and as long as we are.
Ik sta aan Brie en ik denk toe bij mezelf, joh, waar is die guys? Waar is hij pijn? Waar is hij dan, man?
Toen je op in die pad kijkt, denk je, ja. Je weet, als het zo'n klein ding is, like, hoe staan die mensen aan een klaar zo in die pad, dan fucking kloon mensen wat in die pad staan, en ik zie, yo. I didn't realize he was stabbed at the time, and I just felt this warm feeling over me. And it wasn't, you know, too long after that he collapsed, basically. You know, we arrived at the gate of the day hospital, and the security guard didn't want to let us in. So you can imagine how pissed I am. I'm like, the fuck it, jullie nog tijd voor die kak. Maak op je fucking dit, die jongens bezig om dood te bloeien, wat kan je mailen?
Wat heeft hij dan gemaakt?
We're gonna do this music video. And I said to him, no, it's fine, I'm gonna wait for you. And yeah, I waited for him.
Vanochtend was ik like depressed, man. Ik wil niet gaan die court case moet like, die moet nou klaar krijgen, man. Because die draait nou te lang naar mijn zin, man.
Ik kan het niet over mijn hart krijgen. Die persoon wat voor hem doodgemaakt, dat hij op R500 veilig en ik loop nog buiten kan. When he died, it's like a part of me, man, you know, honestly. Like a piece of me, man, that's he was my life, man. He was part of my life.
When Devious was killed, it was like, then we were challenged on many different levels. The one was instinctively, he's my brother. You want to avenge. You know, I mean, still today you go to Paulsbo and someone who's been sentenced and his face looks vaguely familiar. He says, ek word die ouens nou altyd uit, ek kom oggends maar uit, ek gaan hom kry. And you must stop and you must say no. That's not what Devious would have wanted.
The community, the world, you know, we gonna miss him, man, you know.
At the beginning, when we find actually out that I'm expecting another child, I mean, come on. Wat ik 4 maanden expecting is van ons, like, it is like a boy, man. En hij had die boy zijn naam Aiden Ko. En met die birth was het like hectic, man. Ik was emotional geweest, man. Was de eerste scene like geweest, man. En die kan het nog eens like zijn vader kon meten, man. In flesje. So, but voor mij was hij ook daar geweest, man. Spiritually was hij daar, man. Because het was ook niet zo heavy geweest als wat ik geëxpected had geweest, man. En die fear en die pijn, dat altijd words. Ja, elke keer dat words bij mij geconnect. Alles had alright geweest, alles had alright geweest.
Devious just returned from Norway. He had this like money that he brought back from Norway, sold some CDs. He said to him, brother, one day when you're millionaire and I'm not there anymore, you must look after my wife. And he gave me this tooth and he said to me, praat jy oor now, you know, what are you saying now? But then he died. I mean, it was logical I would die before him. I'm an old man, he's like a young guy. Man. And I was like, blown away, and now his wife was pregnant. And he had 2 daughters and stuff like that.
Devious took 5 to 6 spoons of sugar in his coffee. So I'm so used to that, man. You see? And sometimes I really listen. Sometimes I make mistakes. Other people like you give me 5 to 6 spoons of sugar. For mij is het niet lekker hier, kan niet, man. Voor mij is het maar niet. Hij is somewhere, man. But I can't explain waar niet. Omdat hij bij je getraveld, man. That's why I feel it voor mij. Misschien is op een trip overseas. But sometimes kijk reality aan, man. Om voor mij te zien, nee. Het is zo niet, man.
Deze feeling, deze present, wat je gevoel, deze present. Verstaan? I gave you my word, verstaan je? It's only a word. Verstaan je?
Yes.
Maar voor mij is het more precious than solid gold.
You just have to believe in that word.
Zien ze?
And I know it was Devious' time, man. Because 2 weeks before the incident, he had alles in a puzzle, man. Because he was completely different geweest. Sy oor het my alles vertel, man. En hy het altyd vir my gesê, man, ek het niks meer om te sê nie, net, man. Niks meer nie.
It's like a prophecy. If you're a rapper, you're gonna die young.
Tupac, Biggie. You know, yeah. Maybe he's in that line, in that tradition, I don't know. Maybe it was supposed to be like this, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
The reason why we're gathering here today at this event is to honor Devious. You know, he lost his life against something that he was fighting against. You know, youth involved in the wrong activities. And for us as the Youth Council, it's important to honor our fallen heroes and our pioneers in this kind of business.
Devious was een man, hij was een lover, hij was alles voor mij geweest, man. En hij heeft mij een strong person kon maken, man. Van wat ik vandaag hier is en wat ik sta hier, man. Because ik had gevallen langer. Wat voor hoekom? Ik heb realities, man. En ik wil hier mensen met mij actually pity. Voor mijn kennis wat ik die draai, man. Because my shoulders is breed genoeg voor die, man. En ik wil niet dat je allemaal moet alles interpret in a positive way, man. En kijk binnen jezelf, man. En moet niet vergeten wat je heeft. En appreciate each and everything wat je heeft nou, man. I don't talk about material things. Ik praat niet van jezelf, man. So, thanks. Peace.
I'm like very blessed having to have had an older brother that can be a positive role model to me, man. Honestly, there's not a lot of that.
Because he was true to who he was as an individual, from the township, with a keppie skief, with a leren baatje. People couldn't break him out of that box and see the talent that he was. Here was somebody who could have easily chosen the route of violence and gangs and crime. And he was close, but he chose to be a role model.
Devious told me about his plans that they had to build a heritage center on the top of Beacon Hill for the youth of Mitchell's Plain. That was his dream. That was his vision.
This is Beacon Hill. The place that would have been hope for Mitchell's Plain street kids living right here at the bottom. But now it still could be, you know, but everyone is doing their own thing now and doing their own hip hop on their own pace and level and time. I don't know, you know.
Mijn naam is ACE, ja, ken ze van mij. Op wiel, wacht net gauw op iets, ik zoek innerlijst zij. Ze praat zoals ze me ken, maar redelijk ken ze van mij. Van mij zal ze nog wijzer raken op the end of the day.
To me, what he played in my life, I'm playing in the lives of other kids coming to me now. And what he gave me, I'm giving them as well, with the same love.
Yes, with a clickety clack, the gold leads in. I said we're bringing it back, we got
Boom, DK Furious. We all have been pain, fuck it, my name is DK. Playtime is over, it's plain and simple. Jealous, remind you about time and again. Who dare to say I'm a friend? But makes you think I'm a friend? Meaning I don't need a hint. Hip hop is stap op de skiet. Ik wil het trespassen skiet. Aan van some gangsters wat giet. Snelle maak me het ziek. Die fucking wereld te zien. Is mijn ghetto weer het cute. Is hoe je ik praat. Over straight from the heart.
Dat zijn woorden wat hij voor mij gegeven, wat Devious mij gezegd heeft, motivation. Ik draai me, overal waar ik loop, hij is mijn gedachten, hij is mijn thoughts. Ik kan niet ontslaven aan het raken, oké? Ik ben getatst.
I said the whole entire world better listen to me. I got a grievance right here, you better listen to me. I said everybody out there better listen to me. K-Flats, JHB, you better listen to me.
Daar staan ze dat ik veel kijk. Staf allemaal die things, man. Dan is hectiek. There's no two ways about it. Wat ik een dag nu aan omdenken. Hoe heeft hij tijd tot daar gebracht van point A tot point B gebracht, man.
But I'm not ready to leave, got things to achieve on this earth. It's like death is a thief that's speaking the purse. Picture that purchase my life's purpose, driven off in the hearse. Must have faith, nothing changes what I'm led to believe. Except that I won't get what I was sent to achieve.
I'm busy compiling all Devious' material. He worked with various artists, producers.
One of the saddest things, of course, is that Mario never completed an album. I mean, we had a running joke that he was a bit of a loose hip-hop personality. Hij heeft hier gerapt, daar gerapt, van met allemaal gerapt, maar hij heeft nooit zijn LP klaargemaakt.
Natalie and I was invited by Shamil of Biobab Connections to go to Amsterdam to meet some of the people that Devious worked with. I was totally blown away. Artists from other countries, that they work with and perform with and stuff like that. And his youth work, AIDS, globalization and things like that.
So we chilled in South Africa together, like in Cape Town. And he showed me where he lived, and we talked about work basically. And we talked about the music as well, and about the situation in South Africa and the situation in Holland.
Every day. If I wasn't doing this, I'd let the metal string. If you don't understand, write an album. Listen, don't come and play. Write an album. Yes, you know you tight. Still get the rubber band and the prototype. Haven't you heard? I expect raps in every curve. From game flats, we can down this with the dope. And now clap. And he's killing now. Never say they gonna push me back and kill me how. Can I do that? I'm hip hop, I'll prove that. If there's a party, then listen and be, I'll move that. Better sort this out. I don't get time to fuck around. I got a daughter now. Can't say from where I pick a rapper till he's fucking dead. I'm from the flex. If I don't rap, I'll get broken shit. What is what to say? I get sweetest with the rapper walk bottle track. Wanna be if you want, you can bottle that. Not a chance. Can't spit, make you wanna dance. Understand? I don't quit till I see your hands. Clicks and claps, get fuck with the shittiness. People prove us not rapping is shittiness. People want that they wish to be these fucking balls. There's talk about passion, the real passion, the deal. Listen, you can ask if you will, I'll ask if you skill. Top of that, I'm guessing the kill. And the rapper flapping lips and rock trapping no.
He put out, so we hooked up again, brought him to a studio, we recorded a track, and and basically the same thing. So I showed him different places in Amsterdam, and jam sessions, and where people meet, where people in the hip hop scene meet and stuff like that.
What Devious did in the Netherlands, he started coming over for a couple of exchanges, which were also organized as part of this sort of follow-up to the HIV/AIDS project we did at Bush Radio.
Babylonians and Romanians transforming to Azanians, enslaving men, rechaining them.
So they invited him over to come to Amsterdam, perform at a few festivals, concerts. This was organized by NISA, but the idea was to get local youth over here involved, MCs as well.
He was an MC who could kill you with bars after bars. He was an MC who could step on stage and murder you in a freestyle. He was a MC who could lyrically kill you, finish you, bury you under the ground. That's what he was.
Okay, man. Start.
Still I'm scared, you know what he's gonna say.
Okay, cypher now. Who's first? Yeah, come on.
Devious.
Start off.
Devious, I'm called.
1, 2, 3, go.
Yes. If you wanna battle, come with written scripts. Leave the bitten shit and corny punchlines. I'm sick of hearing cunts rhyme. I stick 'em constant without parental consent. Packing mental content for those four ever on some nonsense. Label me verbally tenacious. You heard of me through strangers. I murder kids on stages. Purposely my pen spit perverted words on pages. Insidious certainly amazes when I burn MCs like syphilis or lasers. Stun them with first, third, worst degree tasers. Star Trek style, on past X-Files theories. God bless the child, so fear me. Most pros cheer me, hear thee. Vocals clearly, dope flows provoke foes, beware thee. Cape Flat stalker, great rap author. Tape deck sorcerer, betraying that talker. Who talk the talk, walk the walk, fighting the devil, fork the fork. I go the thought, of course I'm sort of unstoppable. Like NATO bombing Kosovo, I wash your brain like a primetime opera show. My mind shine, watch the glow, might blind your optical imposters won't find it impossible to stop the flow, crossing borders. The way your brain can't absorb this. Before you overload, let me hit you with the chorus.
Boing, 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 boing,
doesn't matter when we hit the shit. Don't stop, no, it doesn't matter. We just keep on Listen, picture me marching as a soldier among civilians. New millennium, got people flocking to Africa in the millions. Corporate industries clocking billions. Illegal aliens, Babylonians and Romanians transforming to Azanians, enslaving men, rechaining them. Without computer literacy, you are not equipped to be a part of the free New World Order century. The V&A is beautiful, but the townships are penitentiary. Essentially, the situation's vast to me. The shit you face is blasphemy. It can only lead to catastrophe. Let's wait and see. No vagrant vacancies and gunshots echo through the streets of CPT frequently. Hip-hop's not locked to your frequency. They cloning us literally as we engage in this future age. Picture conscious youth in rage. Could this most possibly be your new millennium phase that we face? Africa, give it to ya. It's like this. Yes, yo! Alberton, make some motherfucking noise! Yes!
Started working with people over here. I mean, he's been to Tanzania. He worked with a group that I've been working with, local MCs down in LA. We just record with them, like record as many tracks with different people as possible, and not even thinking about, what's going to happen to the rights and who's going to put this out and when it's going to be put out.
It was from the deepest alley in Beacon Valley. Fingers on triggers frequently per sally. Pieces played out like quiet nights and weekend rallies. When you hear speeches or rallies, I play. Feeling your signatures, feeling your experiences of tears. Feeling your feelings, feeling your script. Keeping us, teaching us, that's what it's for. That's me the baby, now I keep you going. Come on, Mr. Devious, that's what it's for. That's what I'm for, that's what I'm for.
Mr. Devious, that's what it's for.
That's what I'm for, that's what I'm for, dig it.
Mr. Devious, that's what it's for.
That's what I'm for, that's what I'm for, dig it. Mr. Devious, that's what I'm for. That's what I'm for, that's what I'm for.
Mr. Devious, that's what I'm called.
That's what I'm for. That's what I'm for.
I stood all amazed. I was amazed, bro.
My A stick is hardcore. doors in jou gefriek. Fok al die fucking fake varken, fucking maak me nie siek. Voila, Devious the first van die Kaapse gebied. Wie's op een bos, sy sy noite en sy spaarse verniet. Ons special is swak, die cats is just rapping to God. Ons is a gangster, ik weet your favorite rappers Tupac. Ik tel op K-flaps and I don't give a fuck if you dog. I hate this fake cats, walling out on raak en stap. Van in die piek en Valley Street say. Jongens word gerop, gedrop, geskop en geskiet say. Vat jou fucking beat say, staat de rug beat say. Check jou massa oeh say. Bloed ons wat sy broer, my broer. As groet sy moed glijs, broer my. Geen een bies wat kes, word gemoed say. Hectic en gazi wat verskep, hy word geskiet say. Hy red die eiste ruk, of die eiste box.
I just knew he went overseas and stuff like that. And I was happy that this guy was traveling all over the world, you know. And he was my buddy. I was proud of him. Just came back from Norway. Just came from Sweden, you know. I was like proud of him, you know. Like he was flying all over the world and stuff like that.
Before I went to Amsterdam, I was so confused about things because I had no experience of the music industry, about distribution, about marketing. Everybody's asking about when is the music coming out, what you're gonna do with the music. If you need anything, just holler at us, man.
I won't forget the times when he was sitting and lounging on our kitchen floor, spitting his rhymes in. Brainstorm about the bullshit, the trials and the shit in our lives. The cold nights when we were broke in our house.
There I can see what impact he had in Amsterdam. On my way home, a lot of things went through my mind. My kids, I'm thinking constantly, are they okay, man? Since I came back, I had more perspective of how I want things and what I want now to do with this music, you know, and I felt more confident. One night he was writing this lyrics and it's a beautiful song. It's Afrikaans, but it's more of a love song and the way our relationship was, man, you know. I told him, listen, why don't you do this song in a dialogue form, man? But not with me, you see, maybe some other artists. So he said, no, why don't you do it?
We're at that point we would like to salute all our brothers and sisters who have made the transition. In other words, all our brothers and sisters who have paved the way for us, all the soldiers who have fought and died for our freedom and our liberation. We'd like to pay our respects to them. Everybody remember Mr. Devious, our brother that has passed on. All the work is done in our communities, everything is done for us. His brother's only passed on. He's just moved on, but with us is here in spirit. And this lady, she is his wife and she carries his spirit and she brings that spirit to the stage with us tonight. Please make some noise for Natalie. Please give it up for my sister.
Yeah, thanks everybody. Thank you my people for supporting me for the past 2 years. Much love and respect. Thanks.
wise, what are you asking of me? Record executives, I'm here to be liked, and you don't have to love me. To the light to stay in school, see you have to study. Search your roots, you find the trail through our past is bloody. Slave masters got the cash and his bastards run the macrocosm called the world, stole the ghettos ugly. Make your ex on a ballot, I'm like damn it, must we actually vote for these politicians, blasphemous parties? Is the welfare of the people really where their hearts is? In each fortress of hell there's street authors with deep thoughts amongst us. On these blocks where guns bust, and fuck all these corporate conglomerates still robbing us for years. Stress and depression got us guzzling these beers, hustling severe, we know nothing about fear. Remember this, there's nothing but muscle up in here. Muscle up in here, sin.
To my people in the streets still breathing, to my 9 to 5 workers in the fields, and to the gangsters on the corner smoking weed. And as long as we are breathing, we'll keep on proceeding. To the youth, stay in school, keep on reading, stay motivated, keep on believing. Higher learning is how you reach your achievement. As long as we are breathing, we'll keep on proceeding. To the single parent raising their seeds, and it's revolution until we say it's even. Believe suckers up, but I'm sorry we're not leaving. As long as we are breathing, we'll keep on proceeding.
I don't have patience with a lot of cats, and I don't wanna be famous and sign autographs, or perhaps sign a record deal with the same industry that turned us blacks. I will rap EV till they finish me, shot by gats. But till then I won't relax till I've dropped these raps. For every seed and every family back on the flats. There's no retreat, no surrender, they can't hold us back. And I will face no defeat in their dragon's lair. And I won't bitch cause nothing in the ghetto's fair. Guess we a threat and that's why they got us strapped in there. Latch from the ankles to the mentals but redemption's here. Latch from the ankles to the mentals but redemption's here. That's right, this goes out to every MC, every hip hop affiliation.